Guys, I'm on Twitter seeing what's going on, and I'm met with this image and this tag. Thank you, Wasambu. Here, hey, please look at this. Why this image though? You got my attention. Anyway, time for me to post to admire this woman's personality. The one in the post. What? What the heck is all this? Okay, it starts with this tweet. Of all the games to say doesn't need to pander to the alphabet people. Bayonetta? What exactly about Bayonetta signals that it's for straight people? Okay, first of all, let's not even focus on the question. Let's go to the first tweet. Who's even making that claim? I haven't seen anyone even say that. Like, everyone's talking about B3, the game itself, and or the whole Helena Taylor voice acting situation. But okay, sure. Response reads, we had years where Bayonetta was one of the prime examples of being bad because it was pandering to that male gaze. Much of Anita's arguments were using it as examples. Yeah, I don't know much about Anita. Isn't she like some corpo elite journo type involved with Gamergate or something? I don't know much about all that. Speaking of which, I guess this person is pretty much also one of those types. Says formerly Motherboard, Kotaku, etc. It's always super nice and generous of these rich elite journalists to talk to us plebs and tell us how we should think about video games. And they say now, responding to that tweet, yeah, well, that criticism and line of argumentation was and still are stupid. Shouldn't that say still is stupid? I don't know. Like, I'm not big on grammar. I make grammatical errors in my typing and speech all the time. But like, if you're gonna call someone stupid, you might want to get that one right. They say, who is the gazer in Bayonetta? I genuinely have no idea. I don't know who looks at a woman's body in the way that the camera observes Bayonetta other than queer people. Okay, pause. So I do think there is a thing, at least I've seen it happen a lot on Twitter, where lesbians will like joke about how thirsty they are about women. Like they are thirsty, but they'll like joke about how thirsty they are, kind of like self mockery or self-depreciating humor or whatever it's called. So perhaps this take is kind of like that sort of thing. However, this person isn't coming off in a very like funny way. This looks like it's not a joke. This looks like it's a serious take. To be fair, maybe if this person was here with me in real life and they said the same thing, their tone of voice would make me be like, oh yeah, they're totally joking. But the way this reads on Twitter doesn't look like a joke, I gotta say. And if this is a serious take, it seems like a really weird argument to try and like own straight people by saying that queer people sexualize and like creepily thirst on women more than straight people do. And that's supposed to be an own on straight people. Now, personally, I don't like the whole straight versus gay thing anyways. I'd rather see everyone get along. Just seems like a really weird take to make though. And again, though, I will make the caveat that perhaps it's a joke. Anyways, that takes us to the initial tweets. We went back and got all the context, and we're back to this now. So they say, do straight guys love this? I truly find it hard to believe. In response to Jordan saying, straight guys love the camera angles in Bayonetta and the way the camera lingers on certain areas of her. So many gratuitous shots where the camera goes under her legs and holds for a second. And so then they say, I'm sorry, I just don't believe it. I don't believe straight men are into this sexually. And I mean, I'll play a little bit of this here. Let's mute the volume. It's probably going to be really loud. Oh, great. Thank you, Twitter. Thank you, Twitter. Wonderful. Okay, guys, it's done buffering. Here you go. You get some. I'm trying to wait for Bayonetta. It's like every character except Bayonetta. There we go. All right. So yeah, how would straight people enjoy this? It's shocking. This is clearly something only queer people would enjoy. To be quite frank, the whole argument's weird. This isn't a straight thing or queer thing. It's like a freaking video game character that people could find cool of any preference. Really ridiculous to try and make this some like tribal thing. Anyways, as you can imagine, there's been a lot of tweets discussing this whole topic, but it ultimately ends with this person saying, I've muted this because I realize I don't actually care what other people think. Please continue to argue without me. Yeah, I would just like to say if you really didn't care what anyone had to say, you would mute it without telling anyone. The only reason you would possibly tell anyone that you muted the thread is because you want them to know, meaning you care about what they think. Anyways, in conclusion, I think this entire thing is beyond idiotic. I don't like the whole straight versus gay thing. I would like to see everyone get along and simply enjoy a video game. Like, people on Twitter talk more about video games than they actually play the video games. It's the weirdest thing ever. Although, anyways, we'll leave it there. Thank you for tuning in. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and I'll see you there, as well as in the next segment, which will be tomorrow.